I never thought I'd find myself in the middle of a tangled web of deception and betrayal, but here I was, staring at the undeniable truth. Dating my boss was a risky move, purely driven by the thrill of the forbidden and the allure of her enigmatic charm. Our secret rendezvous had been a delicious escape from the monotony of everyday life, but the thrill quickly faded when I saw her at a family gathering, wrapped around my father, her laughter echoing like a cruel joke. The room spun as the pieces fell into place, and I realized the woman I had been seeing was not just my boss but also my father's wife. The realization hit me like a tidal wave, drowning me in confusion and anger. How could she do this to me, to us? The betrayal was a sharp knife twisting in my gut, but confronting her was a whole other battle. In a heated exchange at her office, where our affair had once felt so exhilarating, she confessed that their marriage was one of convenience, a facade to maintain appearances for her business. But her eyes, once full of warmth, now seemed cold and calculating, and I couldn't decipher where the lies ended and the truth began. Caught in the crossfire of her manipulations and my father's oblivion, I felt trapped in a nightmare of my own making. The guilt of betraying my father gnawed at me, yet the anger at being used as a pawn in her game of deception was overpowering. Every interaction with her became a tense standoff, a battle of wills, where the stakes were not just my heart but the very foundation of my family. I grappled with the choice of exposing her, tearing apart the fragile piece that held our family together, or keeping the secret, letting it fester within me like a poison. In the end, the decision was made for me. At a family dinner, where tension hung thick in the air, she announced her plans to move abroad for a business opportunity, leaving my father and me to pick up the pieces of her shattered illusion. As she packed her bags and walked out of our lives, I was left with a bitter lesson in the dangers of mixing business with pleasure and the realization that sometimes the greatest betrayal comes from those we least expect. The silent understanding between my father and me was a fragile truce, an unspoken agreement to rebuild from the rubble of our broken trust, and a vow never to let someone else's deceit tear us apart again.